Well, how y'all doing this afternoon? This is your buddy George Jones over here at the Bergen Gun Range with my next installment on, hey, let's check out the longevity and service life of a product. So, I thought this thing was really chintzy when I got it. This is the Butler Creek 1022 magazine loader. Now, it'll load 10-shot magazines. You know, it'll load a Ramline magazine. It'll load an Archangel magazine, okay, and it will load Ruger BX25 magazines. Now, over the years, I've fooled with every kind of 1022 magazine a person could imagine. I had a Gatling gun drum. That was a teardrop-shaped gizmo with a belt in it, and you load it all up and put them in there and then wind it up with a key. A teardrop-shaped drum. They called it the Gatling drum. I think I still got one. Condor mags. That was the first magazine to come out for 1022 that looked anything like this. And the Condors held 25. I bought every one I could get my hands on, but they wore out quick and give out. The Condors gave away to this magazine, which this magazine's about, I would say that this particular magazine right here is 40 years old. And it still works. It works pretty good. They had some problems in that this little stud on the back of it that holds it in, your mag catch, opposite side of the mag catch, would break off. And when it would break off, I fixed them by putting a steel rivet in there with JB weld. But this is an original and modified. But what killed this magazine was the 1994 assault weapons ban. Was it a ban? You know, where you couldn't buy new high capacity magazines, you know. I think at the beginning of the ban, these were, well, it put Ramline out of business. It just put them out of business. Everything. They made a lot more than this, but they just went completely out of business. And, you know, so I bought a bunch of these at Paducah Shooter Supply, you know, and I've still got a few of them and they still work. If you buy an Archangel furniture kit to go on a 1022, you get one of these. And I believe these are manufactured by ProMag. As a matter of fact, I think the whole Archangel get-up is manufactured by ProMag. And they're pretty reliable and they work. The best thing to come along though has been this, the BX25 25 magazine. And I've had most of these for about 8 years. I would say at least 8 years. There was an incident up in a place, at a place where, I'm not even going to say it. Well, if you say it, the algorithm will kick out your video. But there was this place up in the northeastern part of the state. They had a school and it had been closed for years, you know, and then they had an incident there. You follow me? So I went over to Sportsman's Warehouse at the time and I bought 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 of them, I think, in one lick. They were cheap then. They were like $15, $16. I just went and just bought me a bunch of them because I figured, you know, something might happen. You might not be able to get them in the future. So I went and bought me a bunch of them. I shoot these guys about twice a month through. I load them all up. I bring them over here and shoot them, or I'll load them all up and I take them down someplace else where I shoot and shoot them. So I thought, I was sitting there loading them thinking how long I'd had them and how much I'd used them. And I thought, well, let's make a little short video on the longevity of them, see how they work. So we'll load a one right here and see how it goes in the old Butler Creek Folding Stock 1022 limited edition. There we go. Put that up there like that. And see how she fire rotates. Ooh, that's hot. That was hot. And there's an empty one. I'm just demonstrating. I know they work. Steel silhouette. There we go. This thing is a rat wrecker. That's all there is to it. Got a little bit of steel target down there. Let's see if I can hit it once or twice out of 25. Oops. Ooh, we got a stove lip pipe. Got another stove lip pipe on laser ammunition. Yep. So they work real good. You know, these guys, I've had these for, I believe, 8 years, and they work really good. You know, let's see if I can hit anything with it. Yep. There's a hat, it's called. The cap that goes on the valve of a welding gas cylinder. You know, whoop, sitting down there on a steel peg, and it's just getting, at 50 yards, and it's getting worn out. It's right around, baby, right around. So, 8 years on, the BX25 magazine is probably worth the money. Got a hot brass around here, hot brass around here. BX25 is worth the money. Here's an Archangel mag. Let's see how it shoots. Just seeing as how we're here. That's right, the Archangel magazine. Full scale. All right. Actually, a pretty good looking magazine. Look, kind of like an MP5 mag. You know. Dud on blazer. And that's a CCI product. You'd think they'd do better than that. Oh, stovepipe on blazer. Oh. Come on out of there. Jeez. Failure to feed on blazer. Failure to feed on blazer. I know this magazine works good. Failure to feed. This magazine works good. Apparently it doesn't like the blazer ammunition too much. Okay. Whatever. Let's see if we can get them out of there. Anyway, the Archie magazine is a pretty good magazine. The only problem with having an Archangel magazine is you got to buy an Archangel stock set to get one. So it's like a, let's see, a stock set's not a gun, so I can say the price of it. It's like 129 bucks to get this magazine. And you also get a little, I don't know what it is, an M7 bayonet made out of plastic. Makes a pretty good letter opener, actually. Actually open letters. All right then, that's about the size of it for the BX25 magazine review, or the second BX25 magazine review. Now, one of the advantages to the BX25 is it's made very heavily. There's a lot of carbon fiber plastic in this thing for no more space than the 22s occupy inside of it. That's an advantage. Another advantage is it has a steel feed lip arrangement that's investment cast and milled out. But when you take this magazine apart, you'll notice that the steel stud in the back of it and the steel stud in the front of it are part of the chassis that makes up the feed lips. So you can disassemble this guy with an Allen wrench right here, and it won't fly apart like a Waterbury watch. Okay? And you just sit it down, take it apart, and take the sub-assemblies out of it, clean all the dirt and grime and grit out of it, and assemble it all back, which makes a lot of longevity. The last one of these that they made had a hole in the bottom of them so carbon and crap could get out of them. And I took a notion that I would wash them out with brake parts cleaner. Brake parts cleaner, right? Wrong. It melted like a wax figurine in the sun, buddy. So that didn't work. But these guys are about, well, they hold 25 and they're about $1 a shot. You know, and they are outstanding. Anything that holds up good when I've got a hold of it, it's probably made pretty good. All right then, like, take, share, commentate, and subscribe. Leave me a $1 in the Patreon bucket if you want to, and if you don't, I'll keep right on making content for you. God bless us everyone. God bless America. Join the NRA. They're the only ones out there that'll sue. You know, all these other supposed organizations, all they do is take your money. NRA will sue and buy politicians to vote right. You know, lobby, that's what that's called. You know, when it's the beer lobby or the textile lobby or the cotton lobby, it's a lobby. When it's the gun lobby, MSNBC will say that it's a criminal enterprise. Yeah, pot calling kettle black, buddy. Love your neighbor. Call your parents, tell them you love them. There'll be a day when you won't be able to. I can't. We'll see y'all when we see you. Bye now. Yeah, Bones Malone says, rattle 'em, boys. Yeah.